Hare Krishna devotees, Nandavad Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very pleased to have the association of His Grace Chaitanya Prasad Prabhu. We will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 6, chapter number 1, Shloka number 63 and 64. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. My humble obeisances to all the devotees here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our uh, daily regular Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are turning from Canto 6, Chapter 1, Shloka number 63 and 64 also was told. Correct, Prabhu? Both?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Canto 6, Chapter 1, Shloka 63. Tannimittasmara Grahagrasto Vichetanaha Tameva Manasadhyayan Swadharmad Viraramaha. Tannimittasmara Grahagrasto Vichetanaha Tameva Manasadhyayan Swadharmad Viraramaha. Tannimittasmara Grahagrasto Vichetanaha Tameva Manasadhyayan Swadharmad Viraramaha. Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tat nimitta, caused by the sight of her. Smaravyaja, taking advantage of his thinking of her always. Grahagrasta, being caught by an eclipse. Vichetana, having completely forgotten his real position. Tam, her. Eva, certainly. Manasa, by the mind. Dhyayan, meditating upon. Swadharmat, from the regulative principles executed by a Brahmana. Viraramaha, he completely ceased. Translation. In the same way that the sun and moon are eclipsed by a low planet, the Brahmana lost all his good sense. Taking advantage of this situation, he always thought of the prostitute, and within a short time he took her as a servant in his house and abandoned all the regulative principles of a Brahmana. Purport. By speaking this verse, Shukadev Goswami wants to impress upon the mind of the reader that Ajamila's exalted position as a Brahmana was vanquished by his association with the prostitute, so much so that he forgot all his Brahmanical activities. Nevertheless, at the end of his life, by chanting the 4 syllables of the name Narayana, he was saved from the gravest danger of falling down. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little devotional service can save one from the greatest danger. Devotional service, which begins with the chanting of holy name of the Lord, is so powerful that even if one falls down from the exalted position of a Brahmana through sexual indulgence, he can be saved from all calamities if he somehow or other chants the holy name of the Lord. This is the extraordinary power of the Lord's holy name. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, it is advised that one not forget the chanting of the holy name even for a moment. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrata. There are so many dangers in this material world that one may fall down from an exalted position at any time. Yet, if one keeps himself always pure and steady by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he will be safe without a doubt. We'll also be doing text 64 today. Tamev toshayam asa pitryenarthena yavata gramyair manoramai kamai prasideta yatha tatha. Tam, her, the prostitute, Eva, indeed, Toshayam Asa, he tried to please, Pitriena, he got from his father's hard labor, Arthena, Yavata, Arthena by the money, Yavata, as long as possible, Gramyai, material, Mana Ramai, pleasing to her mind, Kamai, by presentations for sense enjoyment, Prasideta, she would be satisfied. Yatha, so that. Tatha, in that way. Thus Ajamila began spending whatever money he had inherited from his father to satisfy the prostitute with various material presentations so that she would remain pleased with him. He gave up all his Brahminical activities to satisfy the prostitute. There are many instances throughout the world in which even a purified person being attracted by a prostitute spends all the money he has inherited. Prostitute hunting is so abominable that the desire for sex with a prostitute can ruin one's character, destroy one's exalted position, and plunder all one's money. Therefore, illicit sex is strictly prohibited. One should be satisfied with his married wife, or even a slight deviation will create havoc. A Krishna conscious Grihastha should always remember this. He should always be satisfied with one wife and be peaceful simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Otherwise, at any moment, he may fall down from his good position, as exemplified in the case of Ajamila. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sa Agrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha नमा ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम् Hare Krishna. I seek prayers and blessings of all the assembled devotees here to speak about Srimad Bhagavatam, very exalted topic, and that to the topic which is you are right now all discussing about the glories of holy name in the context of Ajamila is so very deep subject with intricate details. I seek all of your prayers and blessings so that I can speak the right Siddhanta taught by our Guru Parampara for the pleasure of Shri Radha Vinodji and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So, the sixth canto, first chapter, one of the very big chapters in this canto. Um, We all have been learning this from quite long time. To remind myself, it started wherein Shukadev Goswami was asked per question by Parikshit that tell me the method by which human beings can be saved from the hellish suffering. Narakan naraha nana ugra yatanan neya tan me vyakhyatumarhasi. There are so many hells which were described in the end of fifth canto. And Parikshit Maharaj at the end felt very, very compassionate about those jivas who are suffering there. And he asked for a remedy. In response, uh, Shukadev Goswami spoke about the atonement, the karma kandiya method. Then he also spoke about the jnana, the vimarsha, which he speaks. Both of these answers did not satisfy Parikshit because they were not the atyantika, not the ultimate solution for the problem. Ultimate or atyantika parihara means once that applied, it will uh, remove the suffering from the root, and that suffering will not recur. In these methods of karma kanda and jnana, there is always a possibility of reoccurrence of the sin, which can become the cause of hell for that jiva. So, knowing this, Parikshit, he did not accept it. That's when Shukadev Goswami tells that famous verse, Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayanah Agham Dhunvanti Karsnena Niharam Iva Bhaskara. Only that Kevala Bhakti done with the taking shelter of Lord Vasudeva fully can Kartsnena Agham Dhunvanti to completely it can eradicate the Agha Papa. Means all the causes, all the deep down, remote, whatever type of causes are there for the sin can be fully dhunvanti, destroyed, just as like today in this particular season we can experience how the sun rise and then the fog gets dissipated and no again and it doesn't occur again the sun when the sun is on the sky. So like that example was given, and in that explanation he told the power of bhakti, and that explanation ended with the one very interesting shloka where he says persons who even once surrendered completely to Lord, the Supreme Lord's lotus feet, they chanted the name of the Lord, and their chitta niveshitam tad gunaragiyair iha sakran manah Krishna padaravindayor. So those who became attracted to the name, form, qualities, and pastimes, who even once surrendered, they are completely freed from sinful reactions. And at the end, he did mention that the Yamadutas cannot touch them. The surrendered souls, they don't see the Yamadutas. As an example for this, uh, the instance of Ajamila is told, wherein he chanted the name of Narayana, not addressing the Supreme Lord Narayana, but it was, as we all know, a Nama Abhasa chanting, uh, offenseless, but it was not directed to the Supreme Lord. It was not laden with affection, but it was offenseless. For that, there are many, many clauses of it. So, in that instance, example for that Siddhanta, he narrates Ajamila, which we have been seeing from so long. How Ajamila was at the time of death, he was confronted by Yamadutas and Narayana servants. Vishnudutas stop him and they question. When they stop him, Yamadutas question, "Who are you? You are stopping the influence of Yama." Uh, so that's when Vishnudutas in turn question, "Okay, you are the ones who are representing Yama, servants of Yama Raja. Tell us what is religion. Tell us what is religion. Who should be punished? What is the process of punishment?" So, Vishnudutas begin, Veda pranihito dharma. Dharma is that which is described in the Veda, which actually originates from Lord Narayana. Perfect. No? So, and then he describes the glory of Narayana as all pervading, and he has his representation by devatas who are also witnessing the activities of jiva. They bear the witness for all the activities of the jiva, and based on them, the dispensation of justice is done based on what a person has done. Based on that, that description went so long, and then they start telling what Ajamila is, yeah, in this life. They start telling about how he was such a very well behaved, well charactered son of a very pious uh, follower of Vedic culture. He had control over his mind and senses. Was mild and gentle. He was chanting the Vedic mantras. He had knowledge of the soul and others. He was controlled in his speech. He did not had envy to others. All this, but he happened to come across that um, um, incident where a lusty man was embracing a maid, and that caused so much of kindly pause. Yeah, that caused so much of disturbance in his chitta. So in the shloka before, we were seeing that that description starts that he, after seeing that Shudra embracing the prostitute, in his heart the lusty desire awakened, and then he tried to restrain it. Uh, uh, Na shashaka samadhatum. Atmana Atmanam. By his intelligence, he tried to control himself. Yavat Sattvam Yatha Shrutam. Sattvam here means the following of dharma, which gives sattva in a person, a determination to follow the righteous principles, dharma. That is sattva here. And Shrutam means jnana, the knowledge he had heard. Means in the he is taking trying to take shelter of both karma and jnana paths, but he is na shashaka. He was not capable because his mind was overpowered by lust, mano madana vepitam. And today what we are seeing is a continuation of that. So here we can see in the shloka which we are witnessing. I'll try to bring that shloka again. So the shloka 63, it says, Tan nimitta. So tat means here that vision, that sight which he had, tat, that's referring to that. So that became a nimitta for smara vyaja. Smara is told in smarana also. Smara also means lust also. And that awakened lust, it took over him like graha grasta. Grasta is often very used in a negative sense. Grasta. So Prabhupada here gives that example like a caught by an eclipse. Like some jiva overpowered by some evil influence, like haunted. That's also called grasta. Here Prabhupada says just like sometimes sun or moon is eclipsed by the lower planets, like that Vichetana, he lost kind of consciousness. And he kept doing manasa dhyayan. That's an important part here. Dhyayan. He kept meditating by his mind, and he left his duties. Swadharmad viraramaha. He ceased. And in the shloka next, it's told by that he started deriving some happiness, and he wanted to go and approach that lady. Tam eva toshayam asa. And when he approached her, she demanded some things. To please her, he used the wealth which his father had, earned, which this Ajamila was getting by inheritance. Pitrena arthena yavata. And he is providing all the gramya sukhas. Gramya means here uh, material, and trying to please her. Manoramai Kamai. He started doing everything which is necessary. In the future slokas, we will see he even forsakes his wife, parents, and then he brings her into his home, and there are many details. Many of you are familiar with that. So, in our discussion today, I wanted to basically see some understandings from Bhagavad Gita, where this instance of lust is discussed 2-3 places. In the chapter number 2, Krishna talks about how he's asked that how an enlightened person doesn't act in this world. The question says, Kim Asita? How does he sit? How does it begin? Let's look. Kim Prabhasheta, Kim Asita, Kim Vrajeta is the last one. Sthita Pragnasya ka bhasha samadhis tasya keshava. Kim Prabhasheta tasya keshava, kimasita vrajeta kim. So Sthita Prajna, how Sthita Prajna here means an enlightened being, person whose intelligence is steady intelligence, Sthita Prajna. So how does he, what are his lakshanas? How does he speak? How does he sit? How does he walk? So there are deeper meanings to it. So let's just go to the question for our relevance. How does he sit? So how does he sit here mean? How does he restrain his senses while in this world? To sit means to not act. To stand and walk means to act. Like um, in villages, when a person is taking care of bulls. So when a bull sits, that's he doesn't want the bull to sit, especially when he wants the bull to act in the field. बैठ गया मतलब it sat means it will no more work now. So, and when it has stood means it's ready to work. So in that sense, to sit means to not act. So how does an enlightened soul not act in this world? In that respect, Krishna speaks many aspects about how he withdraws his senses like a tortoise. Many in that context, it's explained. While describing that, Krishna talks about the sequence of fall. So the sequence of fall, very famous. We all have heard those shlokas. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho bhijayate. So if you see the shloka, so Krishna talks that it starts with dhyana. Here also Ajamila is doing the dhyana now. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha, vishaya dhyana, meditating on the sense objects. Then by that meditation, next comes sangha. Here sangha means, in the beginning he thought, oh, this is nice. Sangha means, it is so pleasing to me. It was just nice in the beginning. That's why he remembered second time, third time. Now he is feeling pleasure in it. Oh, it is so pleasing to me. That is Sangha. Then from Sangha, it proceeds ahead to Kama. I want it. So the feeling of nice became a strong desire of pleasure, sanga, asakti, attachment. Then kama, it goes to the stage wherein I want it. It's a very deep desire, kama. And kamat krodho bhijayate. I want it to such an extent that no one can stop me. Who dares to stop me? That's the feeling in the stage of krodha. So 4 steps Krishna describes here. And then in the shloka next, he says, Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Who can stop me? If someone stops me, I will do anything required to remove them. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. He starts losing all the good instructions which he had heard in the past. Here we are seeing that that he is trying to take help of the good instructions. Yatha shrutam, in the earlier shloka it was mentioned. So he lost all his memory, or because memory is one of the very important asset of a sadhaka, by which he can delve into the meanings of the remembered subject. So smriti bhramshat buddhinasha. So when the very means to delve into the meanings and become fixed in intelligence is destroyed, then buddhi, the intelligence is destroyed, and then he falls into the pool of uh, uh, contaminated consciousness. So what Krishna described here is actually uh, fall in mind only. It is yet internal. But after the last stage, what follows is a detail. Once one has gone through this, he has already fallen into pool, contaminated consciousness. And what follows next will take some few minutes, and to what extent it will go, it's very difficult to say. So why Krishna is telling this is important to know, that as and wherever one realizes one is in these steps, he should actually hold. He should not let it go. Of course, it's a slippery slope, but nonetheless, there is a freedom for the jiva, especially in human life. He should hold his actions, thoughts by the use of intelligence. And what helps, that will be a part which we will see later. In this context, Krishna speaks about lust at a little later section in Bhagavad Gita, a very famous shloka, third chapter's shloka. Maybe we will see that also, and then we'll go to yeah. Yeah. So Krishna was asked by Arjuna, what is that force? What is that influence by which a jiva who knows what to do, what to not do, is forced to act against his desire, end up committing sin? Papam charati purushaha anichannapi. What is it? Prayuktaha. What is it that engages a jiva in this? By force, balad iva niyojitaha. It's as if a person holds the neck of the other and he makes him do something very forcefully. So like that, what is it that making, hey Krishna? Then Krishna speaks to the pinpointed extent. So here there are some very interesting lakshanas, the symptoms of lust. We can remember at this point on this. So Krishna says it is kama, and it is that which is also called krodha, because kama becomes krodha. In one sense, kama and krodha are non-different. That's why Krishna says kama yesha, krodha yesha. So when a person is angry, it means actually there was some deep selfish desire which has led to become anger. And Krishna says this is born because of Rajoguna, the passion, which is characterized by attachment, sanga, and desire of hankering, trishna, Rajoguna samudbhavaha. So once a person falls into Rajoguna, then there is a great possibility of appearance of kama. Krishna goes to say some very specific qualities. Mahashanaha. What does Mahashana mean? Any of you can guess? What does Mahashana mean? Mahashana. Ashana. If you would like to try. Ashana. Okay. Ashana means eating. Like Krishna also says, Ashnami prayatatmanaha patram pushpam phalam toyam. I accept it, I eat it. Yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami. Ashna. Ashana means to eat. So here it is told Maha Ashanaha. What does it mean? Lust is a eater. It's a very it has a great hunger. What does that mean? It eats a lot. What does this mean? Can anyone guess on this? Mahashana. Like the word to word meaning says, devouring.
It eats.
Huh? Yes.
I was just telling it. Okay, you already told me.
No. So what does it mean? It eats. Yeah, it eats a lot. Devour means to gulp down. Huh?
It eats away all good qualities.
Very good. It eats away all
Forest
good.
fire.
Forest
Intelligence
fire.
is
Intelligence. It eats away intelligence. Yeah. So, in this context, it is told that there are some wild animals which eat others. Tiger, lion, jackal, all this. But when they eat, you can find out that they have come and attacked and eaten because there is some remnant which they leave out. It means the dead carcass, something of that dead animal will be left out. They will eat something and they will leave away something. But when it is told Mahashana, this word is often used for a python, ಹೆಬ್ಬಾವ್, ಅಜಗರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. That's called ajagar. So python is also very big eater. It eats sometimes even cows. There are some big pythons which eat calves or cows or rabbits and all are they are something very very common for them. So they gulp down. The very special thing about a python is that it eats and it doesn't leave away anything. It doesn't leave away. You don't even get a trace of that dead animal. What does this mean for lust? What does this mean for lust? Yes. It doesn't leave anything out. Some pythons leave or throw away bones, but often they even make it powder and this thing also. What it means is a jiva by his actions may have gained some piety or some good inclinations and all, but the lust is something which can destroy all of that. To the extent it is told Mahapapma, very sinful. A person, when he is affected by lust, there is no sin that he will restrain himself from. He will be ready to do anything. So, to that extent, it can act against that person's interest, And that's why Krishna tells, know this to be your enemy, O Arjuna. Vidhi enam iha vairinam. It is an enemy. And interestingly, Krishna, further in the next slokas, he describes one very interesting quality of lust, by which it actually makes a person do all this. He can do any sin when a person when affected by lust. So what is that? It does covering of one's knowledge. It covers a person's knowledge. So that is told by good examples by Krishna. The mirror covered by dust, the fire covered by smoke, the embryo covered by the womb. Krishna gives, there are many meanings to it. But you can see the lakshana here. Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina. Huh? So a person who is treading the path of spiritual perfection, his knowledge is very, very important weapon. One of the very important resource by which he protects himself from the pullings of this world. Krishna tells Jnanasi, use this sword of knowledge. So for a warrior, sword is so important. But imagine that sword itself is covered, or it is not let to be used. Avratam jnanametena. Imagine someone comes and hides that or takes away that sword from a warrior. That warrior will be so vulnerable. That's why Krishna says later, Jnaninaha Nitya Vairina. One who hid that weapon from you, he is not your friend, he is a Nitya Vairi. And his name is Kama, Kama Rupena. And he cannot be tamed or controlled by starving. He cannot be controlled by instructions. So this is the nature of lust. So Krishna is telling those lakshanas that how it is born of passion, how it is all devouring, how it is sinful, and it is your enemy. Hey Arjuna. So knowing the nature of an enemy is important. And in answer, Krishna tells later that many solutions he gives. The first solution he gives is from your, you know where this enemy is sitting. This enemy is sitting places, the hiding places, find it out. Know where your enemy is. Know his strengths. The second will be first guard yourself from the most vulnerable outlets of lust. That is senses. Start from there. Krishna tells the first thing is know the enemy, know its nature, know the places where that lust sits. Actually, Krishna says the senses, the mind, the intelligence, everywhere the lust has taken over. And then he later says that know how is the progression of influence. Okay, the senses may be corrupted, but the mind is above senses. If you have only tried to control over senses, but if mind is not being attended to, then mind can again corrupt the senses. Then comes intelligence, then comes soul. So lastly, a person should actually come to the level of soul. And lastly, the super soul, the supreme Lord is the most powerful. So why this progression is told is to make us understand from where to begin and which all levels to act. So begin with sense control because they are most visible, they are most measurable or monitorable, if you can say that word. One can monitor them. So start from there. Like the sense objects with which senses come, one can restrain there. And engage mind in Krishna consciousness, especially by chanting the holy names. That's the solution from the bhakti side. But engage mind in a spiritual platform. Engage, nourish intelligence. And then bring the soul in contact with super soul. So Krishna speaks all this. Prabhupada tells this in 40 seconds purport, 42nd verse. Those who want to know more detail about this solution can refer that 42nd verse of 3rd chapter, the last paragraph especially. So one should control the senses. And then one at the same time should also be attempting to address the mind and intelligence, especially until a person brings the soul in contact with super soul. All at the lower levels will not be considered complete. So that's why when it's told that he is trying to remember dharma, he is trying to remember jnana, by that he is trying to control his self. He is actually acting at the what level? What do you think? What level is he acting at to conquer lust?
Intelligence, Prabhu.
Intelligence, true. Intelligence, determination, and knowledge. He's actually reached the level of intelligence. And he tries, after coming back to home, he tries to restrain himself in various ways. He engages in his daily duties, but his mind was not sitting there actually. So, like this, he tried, but he had not done the last one, that is soul connection to super soul. So anyway, that's a science which we will see in the 2nd chapter. What was his fault, and later how he rectified and all. But point is, this is how Krishna offers the solution. So especially Krishna speaks in the last shloka of this chapter. Very nice hint is given. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhyatmanam atmana. Where it is? Yeah, the last one. Yeah. Jahishatrum mahabaho kamarupa durasadam. So Krishna is offering solution that param buddhva. You study your buddhi by param buddhi. So there is something called param buddhi, para buddhi, or the word para means spiritual or superior intelligence. So you nourish your intelligence by that superior intelligence. With that, you try to destroy this Shatru, Jahi Shatru Mahabahu, Kamarupa Durasadam. So Prabhupada talks in the purport about the Param Buddhi, especially that is higher intelligence. That's the intelligence which Krishna gives, Dadami Buddhi, or the words of the Guru, Guru Vani, following, taking intelligence based on the words of Guru. That's superior or spiritual intelligence. Prabhupada often speaks that. Actually, the lust is so powerful. It actually humbles the jiva to the core, actually. And to the extent that a person may even get discouraged and leave away spiritual path, getting embarrassed, discouraged, feeling no more capable. He doesn't have any bright future. Like this kind of self-deprecating, self-condemnation can the jiva may fall into this. But there is a great hope which Krishna offers in Shastras, that when a person takes his shelter, he becomes especially attracted by his wonderful qualities and wonderful activities. That a jiva, he realizes, yes, I am falling, falling again and again, waking up and trying to follow, and again falling. It will continue in subtler and subtler levels. As one advances, one can see how one may rise above the gross falls, but subtler falls will still be a jiva, sadhaka becomes more and more conscious of. So he realizes and he takes more shelter of Krishna. He comes to a state wherein, yes, I am falling. I am such a disgrace to be called a devotee of Krishna. But what is the shelter? What is the solution? What is the hope for me? The hope is only your shelter. I know that I am miserably failing. I will keep failing. On my own, I can never rise above. But hey, Krishna, in your mercy, I find great hope. So I will never leave your shelter. Even if a person feels a great discouragement, he will have that great faith on Krishna and his devotees, the path of bhakti, that he will keep coming to the shelter of Lord. This is told in the 11th canto, many verses. Jatara, the especially the qualification for Uttama Bhakti is this kind of faith, that he is not yet fully purified. He is still struggling with anarthas, but he has developed the faith of taking jnana karmadi anavrita, taking full shelter of bhakti alone, not like Ajamila who was trying in the beginning. So that is a great qualification for Uttama Bhakti. We can see the next chapter of Gita starts without being prompted by question of Arjuna. Krishna starts telling this spiritual intelligence, which he calls as jnana, divya jnana, is received from parampara. I myself gave this knowledge to sun god, and it came up to Vikshvaku, Manu, and all that. And now I am speaking to you again because I am feeling compassion on the jivas. I am trying to make the accesses to this knowledge available. And I chose you because you are my devotee. So these all words indicate that what is this para buddhi? That is nothing than bhakti only. So like this, one can understand that Krishna is offering the solution to lust as bhakti alone. And that is one mistake which Yamadutas did. When they came to catch our Ajamila, they could not see that Ajamila had chanted the name of Narayana. In their words, you will not find reference for it. They speak everything well. They say, yes, what is dharma, what is adharma, who are the witnesses, how Lord Narayana is all powerful. All that is known. But they don't have yet that Shraddha and Bhakti, especially the limb of Bhakti, the Nama, due to which they consider Ajamila fit for punishment. He has to be punished. What mistake he has done. So that parabuddhi, descending by the method of bhakti, requires, it's one of the most confidential knowledge. There are many types of knowledge, but this is the most confidential knowledge. And it requires a great person of great shraddha to recognize it and to take it. Especially the path of bhakti as it advances. In the beginning, the shraddha is just to receive the mercy coming from a sadhu. Later, that nourishes, and one has to come to the stage of uttama bhakti. To rise to that stage, one has to come to the level of shraddha, which is vishwasa kahe, sudrudha nischay. That's a firm faith that only path of bhakti is the way to attain all perfection. Sarva karma krita hai. Krishna says, Krishna bhakti kaile sarva karma krita hai. So like this, we can see this nature of lust and how this Ajamila was could not find a solution in other paths in the beginning, and due to which he was born in such great culture, but he fell into lust. But even though unconsciously he chanted the name of Narayana, he was brought back to shine. You can see a very subtle intonation told in the Bhagavatam, in Shukadev Goswami's narration. So the acharyas give that. Grastaha. Grasta means what? It's a temporary influence over that planet. Sun or moon may have gotten eclipsed, but that's for some time. But Jiva can always shine back when he connects to the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So that's its swarupa. That can be awakened. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai. It's fully there, but in a dormant state right now. Shravanadhi Shuddha Chitte Karaya Udai. It becomes awakened. It becomes Udaya, and then there is all auspiciousness for that jiva. Anyway, there are many details to it. I just thought to go to Bhagavad Gita and see some more basics to understand this. I would like to pause the discussion on Bhagavatam at this juncture. Today is a very holy day. I will just mention, we at least can remember and take the names of these great souls who have appeared on this day. There is one disappearance also, festival also. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi, a great associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would remember him so much like a father, because in Krishna Lila he was father. You know what was his Swarupa in Krishna Lila? Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi.
Vrishabhanu. Vrishabhanu.
The father of Srimati Radharani Vrishabhanu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him like father, and that famous pastime is there when Gadadhara goes to meet him, and he just uh, uh, happens to quote that shloka. And then there is so much of that shloka is describing the this thing, qualities of Krishna. And it awakens such ruptures of ecstasy in him, and he's we can see this in many associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Someone saw the peacock, someone saw the peacock feather actually, someone saw the dark cloud, which became like a what do they call it, stimulants, uddipana, for remembrance of Krishna. So here Pundarik Vidyanidhi heard that verse, Aho Bakiyam, Krishna's mercy and all. So he went into ecstasy. So apparently externally he looked like a sense gratifier, which Gadadhara made a mistake of. And later, understanding his deep devotion with the blessings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepts him as Guru. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, his appearance is there today. There is one more pastime related to Lord Jagannath, which you all can recollect on this day also, how he was specially blessed by Jagannath ji also. And there is one more appearance. This is Sri Raghunandan Thakur, great Acharya in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Sri Khanda, the great Vaishnavas from Sri Khanda village. Raghunandan Thakur is known for that pastime in his childhood. He was offering that laddu to Gopinath, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. His father told him to offer, and he was very faithfully, with great devotion, offered. The Supreme Lord personally came to eat it. If we go today, that village, they show a small part of that laddu. The second time when Lord came to eat, because father prompted again to go and offer. He wanted to test. So the pujaris still show that. Very mysterious. So Raghunandan Thakur, he later on goes on to become a great proponent protecting the parampara, Raghunandan Thakur, Sri Khanda village. And then Raghunath Das Goswami, the Prayojana Acharya of Sampradaya, great pastimes of his, Raghunath Das Goswami ji ki jai. Shri Pundarik Vidyanidhi ki jai, Shri Raghunandan Thakur ki jai, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami ji ki jai. And then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's disappearance. Srila Prabhupada felt great encouragement reading his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, the shloka which tells about resolute intelligence, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. The way Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained it was so very filled with great lessons for us, Shishya. For him, the resolute intelligence is the instruction of Guru. For him, it's like life and soul. If that is not remembered or followed, dhyayan, stuvan, then the disciple is practically dead. So his life is only for fulfilling that instruction. Like when Prabhupada read this, he felt greatly encouraged, even though he was amidst an abyss of failures. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is very known for his commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, Sarartha Darshini, Bhagavad Gita, Sarartha Varshini. Many comments to Goswami's literatures he has given. Madhurya Kadamini is one very famous work. In some ways, he is also considered Rupa Goswami, appearing again to glorify the path of bhakti. He also gives the bhakti rasa vision very nicely. Lastly, Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi, the consort of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lakshmi Priya was the first wife. She left early. At around age of 17 or 18, Shachimata was considering to conduct another marriage for Nimai Pandit. And there are many, Buddhimanta Khan, I think, and many, who all make that match happen. Vishnu Priya Devi, she is considered expansion of the Bhu Shakti. The Shri is Lakshmi Priya. Vishnu Priya is Bhu Shakti, like Satyabhama. She is. And she, after marriage, she was so faithful in serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, soon after her marrying her, after a few months or, like that, he become the devotee Nimai. Bhavuka Nimai, they call it. Something I read, I'm just recollecting and naming them here. And then she serves him, assisting him in all the devotional service. There are many instances Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai would call guests, devotees to his home, and Vishnu Priya would very faithfully serve. And especially after Nimai took sannyas, that incident made her so greatly feel a spiritual lamentation for the loss of association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this principle of serving in separation, which the gopis showed in the Leela of Krishna, the Brajavasis showed, and we can see that after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, the residents of Navadvipa exhibited. Vishnu Priya Devi is one of the foremost, Shachi Mata is another, like this. So Vishnu Priya Devi, she used to daily chant the names of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and that famous deity is there. You all might have visited, Sri Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. So she would worship that deity given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. It's a wooden deity. And she would chant till the noon, taking out one grain of rice or aside after every round, and then she would live on that. Very great devotee. Surely these are all eternal associates, and she served Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in separation. She is glorified for that mood of union in separation, which is the highest teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these great souls, they are today is the day we can remember their glories and try to follow in their footsteps. Shri Pundarik Vidyanidhi ki jai, Shri Raghunandan Thakur ki jai, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami ji ki jai, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ji ki jai, Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi ki jai. Today is also special decorations in all the temples, especially in the yellow outfit, the dress. Here also they have made yesterday so late they were doing service at ICC, Shri Radha Vinodji. Very beautiful darshan. Some of you might have already come, I'm just saying. Shri Vasanta Panchami Mahotsava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any
Prabhu,
comments?
that
Any
Jagannath
questions?
pastime?
Sorry?
Which is that Jagannath pastime you were telling that you didn't tell, you just mentioned
What that?
the importance of
Pundrik Vidyanidhi, you're telling?
no, you told Pundarik Vidyanidhi, then afterwards you said Jagannath pastime.
Yeah, there is one Jagannath pastime in relation to Pundrik Vidyanidhi.
Okay.
It is actually on that day of when they offer that Odana Shashti. There is one day called Odana Shashti.
That is when they put the shawls.
That starched cloths. So Pundrik Vidyanidhi had felt some objection to that, as I remember the details of that Leela. Then Jagannath came in the dream and gave a slap to him. Don't object, my devotees. They do it, offer it in great love. So when next day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda Prabhu saw him, you are a great recipient of mercy of Jagannath. Pundarik ji, like that they would praise him. So that's one pastime. That's what I recollect. I don't fully remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you for the wonderful class.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. I hope. Any comments, Hare Krishna? Okay.
We thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. You very beautifully connected the topic to Bhagavad Gita and the practical tips as well. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Any other questions or comments from the devotee?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. So in this third chapter, Lord is telling mind should be controlled from first control of senses and then mind, and then from top from intelligence. No, Prabhu?
Yeah. So Krishna tells that start from Niyamyarabhate Arjuna. Do start from the niyamas which are on senses. And then rise to, but don't just be there. Then engage mind in the path of, in the remembrance of Krishna, in the seva of Krishna. Use it to do service to Krishna. And then intelligence, delve on the tattvas, like reading Gita, reading Bhagavata is worshipping Krishna by intelligence.
Yes.
And then by these methods, you will be able to approach Super Soul, the Krishna, by offering devotion to him. That will be the great solution, the saving grace. So there is a purport to the, there is that 42nd purport, I believe.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
One can read that. There is a 42nd purport of third chapter. The last, that chapter is that purport is nice. In that all these are described, Mataji. Okay?
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Yes, Kabir Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nice lecture, Prabhu. A lot of references you given. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We will end today's session and we will meet again tomorrow morning. God Premanande Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.